Hi there, this is for January the 19th, and I ask you to view these as paintings like I do. Meditate with no thought of gain. Meditate with no thought of gain. Expect no ambitions to be fulfilled. Just meditate. Only then will the inner force manifest. In the competitive world, we give expression to our ambitions, shrewdness and aggressiveness. We must do this to survive. But in the meditative world, we cannot use these attitudes. What works well on the outside will not necessarily serve us on the inside. When we meditate, we must expect no gain. If we look for results, then those results will definitely elude us. It's kind of like waiting for a pot to boil. And in contrast, if we suspend our ambitions, then a result will manifest quickly. So if you just imagine that you imagine nothing, then something will appear and you can say, it's manifested. The thing that I didn't think was going to happen. There it is. See? I manifested it through not thinking about what it is that I want. It may sound like an absurd mysticism, but it is an undeniable empirical truth. But it is an undeniable empirical truth. 2 and 2 equals 4. If you have no expectations, of course you will feel the divine. So if you don't expect to feel the divine, there the divine will be. If you strive and have only selfish desires, then you will feel only frustration. If you strive and have selfish desires, then you will feel only frustration. I know some frustrated people who spend a lot of time minding their things and business and stuff, and wants and desires. When the mind is occupied with meditation for gain, it creates a barrier to precisely the results that you want. Spirituality is a mode that is far beyond the mechanisms and the imaginations of the rational mind. And there really is a rational mind. There's few of us, but they exist. I don't mean to be absolutist about it. It's true. It is created by an aspect of the mind that is not a part of everyday thought. It's a little bit more esoteric than that. In fact, the part of the mind that brings spirituality is very nearly antithetical to the common ways that we think. Therefore, we can only reach this type of spirituality by suspending our everyday thinking. So that's the first part, and this is the second part of the 19th of January. Let us not be confused with kaleidoscope reality. Let us not be confused with kaleidoscope reality, using wisdom and courage to act. Let us not add to the confusion. Let us not be confused, using wisdom and courage to act. The world is a storm and myriad of realities, yet we cannot allow ourselves to be swept into the vortex. To do so will be lost, and to lose the true center of where all understanding is to come. We must act, but in the right way. Action must be guided by both intellect and experience. We do learn from teachers and elders and others and even strangers that you could meet for 5 minutes on the street. But we need to also test what knowledge we've gained in the world. It's not suffice just to only meditate. And it's also not enough just to have theoretical knowledge. We do need both in order to be wise. Only when wisdom, courage, timing, and perseverance are combined do we have a sound basis for taking initiative. The action must be complete. It must burn clean la leña. It cannot leave any bad ramifications or lingering traces. An act that leaves destruction or resentment or untidiness in its wake is a poor one. The initiative is insufficient, and the knowledge of nature has not been attained.